What's going on, Fin fans? January 29th, Thursday, brand new week for us, brand new podcast. As always, Fins Up Talk for the fans, by the fans, to the fans. Some exciting updates, the coaching. It's really coming together. Hafley made some hires, so we got some takes for you. Chad, brother, what are you thinking, man? Talk to me.
Juanito, what's up, baby? It's always good to be with you, man. Shout out to Juan. If you guys can't tell, his voice is a little down. We keep doing these pods and not really conversing before. We did a little powwow, said a little prayer before it. But I told my brother, like, this is so that y'all know, Juan is dedicated. He said, I'm good. I'm covered by the blood of Jesus. I'm good. I got this. So excited to do this. But yeah, no, Juan, we got a lot to catch up on. I feel like as the coaching clarity comes about, we're watching – I mean, dude, I watched 3 today, and I have a lot of opinions, a lot of digesting that I've done on it. I'm super excited to kind of go in depth and detail with you. Our man Hafley is making like a Hollywood freaking tour, dude, between, what was it? He obviously just did Travis Wingfield today, or it was posted today, but they recorded Monday. He was with Peter Schrager. He was on with Rich Eisen. He obviously had the press conference, so he's on Radio City Hall tour right now, dude, and I love it because it's making me buy in. I'm in the hopium stage, so I'm excited, Juan. I'm excited to talk all about it, brother.
That's awesome, man. I actually saw an interview today, and I had a few takes from that interview.
Okay.
I really like the way that he expresses himself. He said a few things where if you think, you stink. He wants to make this easy for the defense, right? Complicated for the offense where they can't tell what we're thinking, but our defense just have it to, you know where to go, make the play. Simple. And I feel like when you're playing defense, I forget what player it was. Was it Poyser? No, not Poyser. I'm sorry.
Poyer? Jordan Poyer?
Jordan Poyer. Yes. I'm sorry, guys. A little bit of brain fog here with this cold. But yes, Brandon Poyer talking about the
Jordan
issues
Poyer.
with the defense. Jordan Poyer. How complicated that defense was, right? So simplifying things, just making sure we get our athletes out there to make plays. I really like that from him. I feel like the more that I listen to this guy, the more that I like him. There was a comment that I saw, Chad. He's a happy medium between Mike McDaniel and Brian Flores.
Yeah.
And I think that was spot on, man.
Yep. I love it. Dude, I don't know if you remember, but when we recorded post press conference, I made that same comment. I said it feels like he's the exact middle. He's the middle between the loving fun of Mike McDaniel, where you could tell he's a player's coach, and then he is the disciplinarian in Brian Flores. Another one that I forgot to mention, I just listened to the Dive Bar podcast yesterday. They had our old long snapper on, and he was talking about Mike McDaniel, and he said, you know what, there is not a single coach I've ever been around that was as emotional and as invested in. So shout out Blake Ferguson for kind of giving us under the hood of what it was like in that locker room. And he made a comment that stuck with me, Juan. He said, it was too much. You empower the players, which is great, right? These players, like, and Hafley said it several times, you don't win with bad players. You win with good players. And there's a happy medium that I don't think Mike understood when he was empowering players. You empower a Jalen Ramsey who's a mercenary, and that's great. He's a great player. But if things go awry, when you have a guy that's jumped from team to team, there's no continuity. Right. Jeff Hafley said today on Wingfield's show, he said, you want to know what my team's about? Go in the fourth quarter when the game's almost over and we have nothing to play for. How are they playing? He said, you want to see how our receivers are playing? Who are they blocking for? What team cares about it? We all agree good players win games, and they mentioned that, and I just mentioned that. But good players that play together. You watched the Seahawks-Rams game this past weekend, right? The NFC Conference Championship?
Yeah, of course.
Why did it feel like there was 13 players on defense for the Seahawks, brother? They are swarm tackling every single time. And I'm listening to Jeff. And Juan, I got to get close for this one. He was talking about playing as one. He was talking about when asked by Travis Wingfield, he said, when you play our team, you ready for this one? Went back up, come right back to you. He said, we are going to be the toughest team, the most physical team you played for. Can I get a,
Yep.
one, we needed that physical, like, you take after your coach mentality. Yes, we want him to be empowering the players. Yes, we want him to highlight them. But the fact that he came in and said, we are going to be the most physical team. And Juan, guess what? We may not win a lot of games next year because we're going to go through a youth movement. But I'll tell you what, I bet you that team plays till the end of the whistle and through the whistle, and I bet you they play together, and we start a foundation of getting it together. So if you can't tell, audience, I'm fired up about Hafley. And he was my sixth guy, Juan. Remember, Harbaugh, Stefanski, Saleh, Shula, Jesse Minter, Jeff Hafley. But the one thing you can't take away from that man, the dude's mouthpiece. He has a presence about him. And let me take a step back. Maybe it's because Mike was so, but Jeff just, dude, it feels like he's like nominated for a Grammy of speaking. Like the dude has a PhD in the ability to articulate words that are so just. So I'm pumped, Juan. It hits. Yeah, it hits.
It hits. And sticking to that topic there for a second, right? Because in one of the interviews that I saw, and I'm paraphrasing here, right? This is not verbatim. He talked about when we watch game film on Monday, you could tell when I hit pause if we care for one another, depending on how close these defensive players are to the ball. It's something factual, right? Because when you get a mercenary like Jalen Ramsey going for the home run, not sticking to his job, it could all go downhill fast. And I really do feel like that's what happened with Mike McDaniel. With Mike McDaniel, he poured a lot into the players. He invested a lot into the players. But Hafley said it best: "I see better than I hear." Right? These guys were Tyreek Hill talking a big game, dude. It sounded like he was saying the right things, but the actions were showing something differently. Showing up late to practice, then there at the end of the season, mimicking Jimmy Butler, saying that, "Hey, I'm out." It was a total mess. It was going downhill quick. And when you get Hafley, right, a very serious guy, but again, going back to that happy medium, and you're right, you did call that out. You did, and I'm hearing it more and more, and the more I hear it, the more I'm like, yeah, you know what, that's right, because he does have that joking side, but there's also that serious side to him, which I do appreciate.
Yeah.
He's very articulate with the way that he speaks. He doesn't hesitate. He knows exactly how he wants to answer these questions. That's somebody who, when you hear somebody speaking like that, they're very comfortable with themselves. And they're speaking with the truth, right? There's no hesitation. That's an indicator for me that they are speaking with the truth.
Yeah.
So I'm listening to Hafley talk, and whenever I hear somebody sound the way he sounds, sometimes, and maybe this is, at least for me, it's natural human emotion. Like, man, this guy might be smartest guy in the room type syndrome. He might have that. You don't get that from Hafley.
Yep.
I don't. He speaks well, but I believe him when he says he cares about the players. Yeah. And it goes back to our previous podcast. Just look at what he did in Boston College, right? In an era where NIL is a big deal, when you have a star player like Zay Flowers, where the University of Miami comes knocking, hey, come back to sunny Miami. We're building something here, and we got money to back up our talk. And he says, no, I like it here in Boston College. I think that speaks volume. I really do. So he also touched on some of the things that didn't go so well for him in Green Bay, and didn't point the finger at anybody else. It was just, that was me. He didn't touch on his Pro Bowlers that were hurt. He didn't make excuses. Yeah. Third and long, we hit. Third and medium, could have done a better job. So I really did appreciate that, Chad.
Yeah, dude. I mean, Juan, you're hitting hammer on the nail, brother. You are absolutely on. We listened to the same interviews. I mean, again, I and this is just fresh off my mind because of the Travis Winfield one, but he talked about even his adaptability where he had the defense set with Kenny Clark being in the middle, and then a week and a half before the season starts, they get Micah Parsons, and he's like, "This is great. I have one of the best players in the NFL, but I didn't prepare an entire offseason for this." He didn't make an excuse. He said, "I'm going to adjust the defense." And then Micah goes down. Then Lucas Van Ness goes down. And then Edge Cooper goes down. And he said, I had to adjust the defensive again. So the adaptation, the ability to adjust and to not make excuses, to not point the finger, but to go, this is a me thing. This is a me problem. You touched on something that I really want to not go above the head. You talked about Tyreek Hill. And Blake Ferguson talked about this on the podcast where he said, your best players and your leaders were making excuses and they were being late to meetings or late to this, and it was excused by the head coach. And I take it, I'm going to take him for his words because Jeff Hafley said, I'm about being punctual. I'm about being on time. If you're on time or if you're not on time and you're late, you're penalized. There's a ability to hold people accountable and make sure that it doesn't happen again, but also set an example. Brian Schottenheimer for the Dallas Cowboys. My buddy is a diehard Cowboys fan, my best friend. Diehard Cowboys fan. Do you remember last year when he benched the first series? CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens, the two best players on their team. Everyone's like, how could you do that? And he said, they were out. They were late. If you can hold those two accountable, and what I loved about that visual was the TV gets on them, and they look pissed off. Good.
Heck yeah.
Be pissed off. This smiling, that's done. That's going to be the new way in Miami. Because like we talked about before, we're in an area where there's a million other things to do other than play football. We even heard our guy Devon Achane talk about a little bit of nightlife after the games, doing a little bit of fun at a certain place. I bet you, I guarantee you, that atmosphere is not going to be conducive to what Jeff Hafley's bringing in. And that gets me pumped, Juan, because we're going through a youth movement. And we're going to talk about, I'm sure we're going to talk about the coaches we brought in, but also Omar Kelly put something on, or not, maybe it wasn't Omar Kelly, it was someone else, but Omar Kelly quote tweeted it. It said, the jerseys that are on heavy sale right now in Miami, Tua Tagovailoa, Tyreek Hill, Bradley Chubb, Austin Jackson. Now, what I like about that is we knew about the other three. I don't know if I ever told you this. I couldn't stand the Austin Jackson pick. Yeah. I was not a fan. His story's amazing. I love that he gave up. It was like marrow to his bone, or it was something. He gave up for his sister, and he was young and this and that. But when you're injured more than Tua, and you play what's going to be our future quarterback's blind side, he's on the right. Nope, he's on the right. So our current quarterback's blind side, and you're missing games and it's affecting it. We can't have it. What I'm getting at with that is because of that, we're going to go through this movement of youth, and he's bringing in coaches that have been in college. And shout out to Chris Kaufman from 3 Yards Per Carry for kind of talking about that, where he said it's intentional that the coaches we're bringing in, they come from college. Guess what players we're going to be having, Juan? College players.
Yeah.
Our draft class is young. Our draft class before that is young. What better than to have coaches that were either just coaching, like the Notre Dame linebackers coach that we just got literally a couple hours ago that's coming, or ones that coached last year, like the Giants running backs coach that's finally going, or that's coming over to us, that can relate to these players, relate to the NIL era, can relate in a way to help them grow and develop. I mean, Juan, we can complain all we want, and I'm sure we're going to talk about Nathaniel Hackett being a quarterbacks coach, not an offensive coordinator, quarterbacks coach. I'm sure we're going to talk about Houston's offensive line coach coming over and how he failed at Kentucky, how he failed in Houston. I'm sure we're going to go over all of that. But I just wanted to point out, I think it's really, really awesome that he's coming in. He's setting the expectations like we're going to be timely, we're going to control the controllables, and we're going to play disciplined, aggressive, physical football.
Yeah, no, I'm excited, man. You said something, and I have this brain fog, and I just really wanted to touch on it because I felt like you made such a great point. Okay, I remember. So the coaches that we got, right, where they have this experience in college, and now we're getting all these draft picks. They resonate with these guys, right?
Yep.
They coach them at the college level, so they're growing with them. I really, really like that. There is a thought process behind the why. Why are we getting these coaches? It's not just we're not just getting coaches because we're familiar with them,
Mhm.
right? Speaking from the Hafley's perspective, there
Yep.
is a reasoning. There
Mhm.
is there's a rhyme and rhythm to this, you know.
Yeah.
There's a plan in place, which I really do appreciate. And then some of these coaches that we got, like the quarterback's coach here, a veteran coach. I don't mind him being the quarterback coach, honestly. I don't mind getting the offensive line coach from the Houston Texans. I don't care how
Yep.
bad they were because we're letting go of what's his face, Butch Berry.
Butch Berry.
Dude, I know he did a decent job. I don't give
Yeah.
him any credit. This guy, I have not liked him since forever, going back to
Yep.
the University of Miami days.
Yep.
So I'm giving everybody the benefit of the doubt, and the fact that there is a plan in place really puts me at ease. I want to see how this
Yeah.
all pans out. Um, Switching topics
Yes, sir.
really quick here, Chad. There was Senior Bowl practice, a few standouts, and
Yes, sir.
audience. Everybody knows, Chad, who your guy is, right? I mean, I know you mentioned Drew Eiler, but
Taylor Green.
Taylor Green, man, he is balling out, dude.
Yes, sir.
What, Chad? How do you feel? I mean, they listen. They were saying that this guy might be playing himself into a day two draft. I hope that's not the case because that's too early for me. You're a day two?
No,
You?
me too. Me too. I hope he doesn't.
Oh,
I said
okay,
it
okay,
today.
okay.
We need
Gotcha.
him
I
to be
was
a
like,
fourth
wait, Chad, I
rounder.
gotta hear this.
No, we need him to be a fourth rounder. Look,
Fourth rounder, okay.
appreciate you, Juan, because yes, I am a Taylor Green guy through and through. I
Yeah,
don't know what it is about this class because typically I'm not the traits guy. Like I know I'm obsessed with Drew Aller, and I can't put my finger on it because typically I shy away from that. Yes, he's big, he's strong, he's powerful, but the mechanics are terrible. In big moments he's shrunk, but there's just something about him that sticks out. And it's the same thing with Taylor Green. I loved that he ran a pro style offense. I love that he ran three different offenses. He is an alien.
yeah.
6'4", 6'5", roughly, 225
Six,
pounds.
six.
6'6" is what they had him listed at for the Senior Bowl. 6'6". What did they have his weight at?
I think it was 240, but I'll double check for you.
Yeah. So the dude's
Something
a unit.
crazy.
And that throw that he's getting on the pub for, where he had Malachi Fields, Notre Dame, that he had that catch, the mechanics were terrible. He steps into the pocket,
Yeah,
he throws a zinger, but dude, he flicked the wrist and threw that 60 yards. You can't coach that. You
yeah.
can't. And for me, I'm in the camp of listening to John Eric Sullivan. Sully said we're drafting a quarterback every year, every other year.
Right.
This is the guy that you invest a day 3 pick on. Or, call me crazy. You know what, Juan? If he plays himself into day 2, we have 3 third-round picks right now. I'm
Yeah.
putting out hope. And if my buddy Kyle hears this, I'm sorry because he's a Cardinals fan. I need the Cardinals to hire Anthony Weaver. I need them to mess up and not get LaFleur because they messed up and not like giving him what he wanted, and Kubiak to go to the Raiders, and then literally the Cardinals to hire him because then we get 2 third-round picks, one this year, one next year. That will give us 4 third-round picks, one. I
It's
will
amazing.
happily spend a third-round pick on Taylor Green if we have 4. Now, he's tools, but it means he needs time. A lot of people are linking him to like a more raw Jordan Love, which that's saying a lot. Remember, Jordan Love was a first rounder. He sat for 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 years because on his 4th year, they picked up his 5th-year option and gave him a contract with not knowing really what he was going to be. So he's shining. He's flashing. It's the Senior Bowl. I love the Senior Bowl. I love what they're building over there. I love that we're seeing more and more top-end talent represented at the game. It sucks that Ruben Bain didn't attend after all. Akeem Mesidor didn't. Keontae Scott, C.J. Daniels, they all were going to. And then unfortunately, I mean, dude, it was just so close to the national championship. Their bodies are worn. We saw
Right.
what happened to Markel Bell. He's on a highlight tape against Joshua Moore because, I mean, dude, his body's done. He's lucky he didn't tear his ACL. Now, no one's showing that he got him back on the next rep, but my point in this is, one, big Taylor Green guy, as you know, excited to see his development. I know your guy's Trinidad. It hasn't been confirmed yet if he's gotten his waivers, so we'll see about that. But, I mean, outside of Fernando Mendoza, we're talking dart throws, dude, and you and I have covered this, so I'm pumped, man. The Senior Bowl is last practice was today. The game's are Saturday, I believe. So I'm excited to watch it. I'm actually one of the guys that watches the game. And then, again, that's the best on the best. You're getting to see a Division III receiver out there show up. You're getting to see my boy Ted Hurst from Georgia State show up. Like, we're getting to see players elevate their game on a level that's an even playing field. So it's exciting times, man.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And look, I know this is a Dolphins podcast, but Markel Bell just went up against that Texas A&M defensive line, Ole Miss defensive line, Ohio State defensive line, and also an Indiana defensive line. We're talking about 4 top 10 teams. So your body it's going to be hurting. And then for those fans saying, well, you know what, in the NFL he's going to have to go against similar talent. Okay, we're not talking about the NFL right now, right? You work your way up. Maybe he's not a day 1 pick, right? We're talking about day 3 type player, right? He's trying to work his way up. So hopefully you don't take anything away from him because, like you said, they didn't show the next rep where he got him back. Because he's a Miami player, right? So the media goes out of their way to make us look bad.
They hate us because they ain't us.
That's right. That's where. And next year we're going to win a national championship, okay? So
with your boy. It's official with your boy.
Darian Mensah. I wouldn't be mad. Listen, if we don't end up getting Taylor Green, it's okay. I'm not going to get upset. I'm buying into him, man. Chad, I'm telling you, bro. You're selling that good stuff, bro, because these names that you're bringing up, dude, I just keep hearing them. Chad says it, and the next thing you know, dude, it's like TikTok, man. I think it and I see it in TikTok. Well, Chad says it, and I'm seeing it come to life. Dude, Chad, you're spitting fire, dude.
Let's go.
Taylor and Green, man, the reports are coming out. This guy's doing great. 6'6". He's 224, not 240. I got him confused with Jamarcus Russell. I won't make that mistake again, I promise. But he's balling out right now. But listen, if we don't end up getting him, I'm not going to get mad. Because you know what? Darian Mensah, next year, that'll be our guy, man. And whoever we get, I'm going to root for that guy, man. Because I'm becoming more optimistic, Chad. You saw how pessimistic I was, dude.
Yeah.
I was feeling down, man.
Yeah.
I was feeling more down than what I felt with this cold. I just told you before the podcast, I'm like, Chad, I have a cold, but I feel good. This is weird, dude. So,
dude, we prayed for it, man. We're here, man. You get talking Dolphins, man, and I just told my buddy this on the phone today. The hopium happens. We're not in the Super Bowl, but guess what won 9 or 30 other teams? The only team that's going to be happy at the end of this season are the Super Bowl champs. Everyone else is going to be where we're at. So I love that you said that because I'm in the camp where I think we're going to take a day 3 guy this year and still take a day 1 guy next year. Because think about the class next year. You have Arch Manning, who turned it on at the end of the season. You have Dante Moore, who came back. You have Brandon Sorsby. You have Josh Hoover. You have Darian Mensah. I mean, dude, it's Sam Levitt. You have from Oklahoma, who I can't remember his name for the life of me.
Mateer.
Yeah, John Mateer. Thank you. I mean, dude, there is quarterback galore next year. It's not crazy to say you have 7 or 8 guys that could be legitimate first-rounders next year. And then that's not including Jeremiah Smith. That's not including Colin Simmons. Like, dude, next year's draft is going to be insane. So this year's draft, I just love that it's finally getting the pub it deserves because I've said this. There's not a lot of stars, but there's a lot of good players, and you're going to get starters all the way in day 3 in the areas that we need. One, corners, safeties, linebackers, receivers, and quarterback depth at the back half. You have toolsy guys. So I'm excited for it. The tight end class is loaded, and it may not be Brock Bowers, but Kenyon Sadiq is a dog. And then there's a bunch of guys that I have starred next to them that are multi-facet tight ends. And guess what they did in Green Bay, Juan? They drafted tight ends. They draft over and over again. And one of my other best friends, Levin, who listens to our pod regularly, he will attest to this. In Madden, when I was on franchise mode, I drafted quarterbacks every year, tight ends every year, safeties every year, and running backs every year. Every year. We are in a Green Bay system now. They do the same thing.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And, the first two positions that you mentioned there, Chad, you mentioned safety and you mentioned corner. I may be alone on this, but I really feel that should be our focal point when it comes to the first day one of the draft and day two. There's so many great corners. There's playmakers at that safety position. You can even get, day three, a Jacoby Thomas, which I know you love, and you know that I love some Jacoby Thomas.
Yeah.
So
come on,
definitely pumped. And it doesn't hurt that our coach, he started as a defensive back coach, coaching Darrelle Revis.
Yeah.
So
he knows. So Juan, let me ask you then, because you said that. I'm with you to a point. If Caleb Downs gets to 11, you run the car up to the podium. Here's an alert. My top 150, when I drop it, Caleb Downs is going to be the number one overall player. If you get in my rankings the number one overall player at number 11, you stole. But I ask you this one. We both agree that safety and corner is really deep in this class, right?
Right, correct.
Do we think tackle's deep in this class?
We do not, but I got to be honest with you, Chad. I know that in the mock drafts, we did mock drafts, and I've done it, but I just do not see Magnoa being there.
I know, dude, because he has to go by the Cardinals, who have the third pick. He has to go through, I saw even Kansas City, but then Tennessee, they need a tackle. And then who was the other big one? It's the team that continues to take Spencer Fano that I keep forgetting. I'm trying to think of the top 10. You have Vegas. The Vegas is taking Fernando. Number 2 is the Jets, and they're going to take they can literally take anybody. The Giants are up there. The Browns
got the Titans.
Are up there. The Titans, yep.
Titans. Okay.
Jets.
Browns.
Oh, Browns are 2. Oh, that's right.
The Commanders as well.
Okay.
And
no, the Jets are 2.
Oh no! I'm just thinking of teams that need offensive linemen. Yeah, but the draft order, you got the Raiders, you got the Jets, you got the Cardinals, you got the Titans.
They need a tackle.
Giants at 5.
They don't need a tackle.
Browns at 6.
They kind of could.
7 Commanders.
That they need. They just took Corley from Oregon last year. Who else?
You got the Saints at number 8.
They have tackles. We're fine there.
You got the Chiefs at 9.
I hope they take Jeremiah Love for fantasy purposes, and we need a running back to get taken in the top 10. And then is it the Rams not the Rams in front of us? Who's in front of us?
The Bengals. In front of us.
Hopefully they go defense. So you're right. But the reason I ask is because who's your boy at safety that you like so much?
So I'm big on this guy. I like Kilgore. But AJ Halsey, that's
right. Halsey from LSU.
Yeah. That's my guy.
So you have Halsey, you have my boy Kamari Ramsey, you have the Indiana safety that I can't remember his name right now. You obviously have Caleb Downs. You have the Oregon safety that I can't think of his name right now as well. There's safety depth. You have our boy Jacoby Thomas, who I think he'll be a day 3 guy, early day 3. And then at corner, I mean, dude, Mansour Delaney, what's it called? Gerard McCoy.
McCoy is my guy. Him and D'Angelo Pons, those are 2 shut-down corners, dude. Yeah.
Did you see, Juan, how much Keontae Scott has raised on these draft mocks that because you and I have been talking about he's going to be a day 2 guy, and they had him in the day 3 late. So Keontae Scott, we both love him, but he's strictly nickel. And then you have my boy David. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce his last name, from Ohio State. There's corner depth all over, bro. There's corner depth all over. So I'm the two positions that aren't really that deep, that are positions of need for us, are edge and tackle. Especially if we get rid of Austin Jackson. So I'm hoping that one of Francis Mauigoa or Spencer Fano drops, and if not, we trade down and we get a Caden Proctor who can play tackle or guard. But also, if Sonny Styles is there, which he could be there, if Ruben Baines somehow drops, if David Bailey somehow drops. I know the popular pick right now for us is Kedrick Falk, which I don't hate it, but I also like production. And he's not his production's not there, but he is a run-stopping guy. But he's, 6'6", 275, 280. And you're hearing the guy say, yeah, but he's a run stuffer. You don't take a run stuffer at pick 11. You just don't. So, and does that mean they can't? I mean, if anything, we have the staff that can get him to go there, but we'll see. And again, sorry, you get Juan and I talking draft, we will go for hours, bro.
No, and I think it's the time for that, right? I mean, I think we should hit on this every podcast, because now with the Senior Bowl and then the more highlights that come out, opinions do change, right? So with Falk, I hear Chad's voice in my head. Production over potential, right? Mm-hmm. Which is fine if you get somebody like Falk, because he is a freak of nature. I just would not get him at number 11. Yeah. That's my opinion, right? I would get him in the first round, late first round.
Agreed.
Because he is a freak of nature. But if you're talking about number 11, and I know that there are a lot of DBs out there, and you could find some good players later on in the draft. Mm-hmm. But if Mauigoa's not there, if Ruben Bain is not there, mm-hmm. if Bailey is not there, mm-hmm. my guy, just putting it out there, McCoy.
Okay.
That's who I'm going
McCoy. With. That's one of your man crushes?
Definitely. Listen, it's he when you can lock down one side of the field, mm-hmm. Bro, just leave that guy in the island. You don't got to worry about that, right? I'm not saying he's going to be a Darrelle Revis, but man, you look at that tape, look at the highlights,
pretty freaking
good. He stops the run. So that's the guy that I want.
Before we move on, I want to ask you then, dream scenario, your top 5 guys. So I want to do it before all of the stuff, because obviously opinions can change in this, that. But right now, GM Juan, or let's say assistant GM Juan to John Eric Sullivan, who are your 5 I'm standing on the table first round guys right now?
Top 5 guys that I want.
Yep.
No Diddy.
Yep.
So, if Ruben Bain is there, you get Ruben Bain.
Ruben Bain?
Mauigoa.
Francis
If he's
Mauigoa?
there, you go for Mauigoa. If Bailey is there, my opinion, you go for Bailey.
Okay.
I don't think any of them are going to be there.
I agree, unfortunately.
So, Caleb Downs, number 4.
Yep.
And then number 5, who I feel, and this is no specific order, I'm just naming 5 right here.
There's 5 guys.
5 guys. The one out of the 5 that I feel like would be there is McCoy.
Okay. I like that a lot. We're similar. Mine's Francis Mauigoa. I mean, again, it's no secret. He will be one of my favorite players in the entire draft. I'm not going to even say Fernando Mendoza because he's not going to be there, but you know my love for that guy. So I'll go Francis Mauigoa, Caleb Downs, 1,000%, Sonny Styles, Ruben Bain, and then the 5th one where it's just if he's there, I'm not thinking twice, is probably Spencer Fano.
Spencer Fano?
I'm a trenches guy, and I believe both Spencer and Francis, can slide inside if needed. And I think, do you remember when the Lions rebuilt their team? Do you remember who they took to start their rebuild?
Was he Polynesian? Was he coached by one of the best coaches in college football?
Come on.
Mario Cristobal.
Come on.
I'm getting closer. Is it
Say the name.
Penny Sewell? Is it gonna be?
Dude, hey, yes. And Francis and Spencer kind of Polynesian on the right side. So for me, you build that way. But man, if we can get Francis or Caleb Downs, man, you're talking about a franchise corner piece. Kyle Krafts talked about this. He said you have, I think, and I'm paraphrasing because I can't remember. He's like, there's like 4 categories. One is like starter, one's upside starter, like high end starter, and then another's like a franchise cornerstone. And right now, our franchise cornerstones are Devon A. Chan,
Right.
Jalen Waddle, Aaron Brewer. Shout out, that should be the protector of the year. And then All Pro Jordan Brooks, and sorry, All Pro Aaron Brewer. Those are our franchise cornerstones right now. And I think if we need so much that if at 11 a Caleb Downs is there, that's a franchise cornerstone. If a Gerard McCoy's there, if a Mansour Delaney's there, like these are guys that I think. And I'm also not privy to taking a Jordan Tyson or a Mekhi Lemon or a Carnell Tate, but I just, you know me, I'm an Elijah Surratt guy. Give me Elijah Surratt on day 2, and I'm cooking with freaking gas, dude.
Chad, I'm gonna say something, dude. And
Yeah.
you know, maybe catch some heat for this, but if you give me the option right now to get Carnell Tate or Elijah Surratt, I'm going for Elijah Surratt.
You and I both. Because of value. It's like, because then you think about it, we get Elijah Surratt in the second round. In the first round, that means we're getting one of the guys we just mentioned. And for me, I'd rather that than get a Carnell Tate in round 1 and then get the 5th edge rusher or the 5th safety or the 5th tackle. You know what I mean? So I'm with you 100%. So if you're going to catch heat, brother, I'm in the oven with you.
Yeah, dude. I would happily pass on Carnell Tate. I know he's an Ohio State receiver. I know they've produced in the NFL, but that doesn't necessarily translate to the next guy being the guy. Just because other people have had success before him from that school doesn't necessarily mean he will. And there's just something about him in that playoff game where he got those alligator arms. Jacoby Thomas came in a very important game, but he just shrunk. Jeremiah Smith balled out, but he did absolutely nothing. So, I wouldn't mind passing on him.
Yeah, I'm a Carnell Tate guy, I will be honest. He had a bad game. It happens. But I will say, if you're asking me preference, give me Elijah Surratt in round 2, then Carnell Tate in round 1. I'm with you.
Yeah. And there's a lot of good picks out there, man. I'm very excited for it. There is, a tackle, let's say if we were to go with a Caleb Downs, I think maybe, he could be somebody that's on the board. I think there could be a tackle on day 2, and we talked about him, Jennings Dunker, offensive tackle from Iowa.
The mullet.
Bro, I like him, dude.
Yeah.
He's a great run blocker, man. Yeah. And our offense is built for the run. So, you're just basically adding to it. So, I know there's not a lot of offensive tackles, but that's a name that comes to mind that, hey, day 2, I think you're getting very good value with a tackle like that.
I like Drew Shelton from Penn State. That's another one that I kind of had circled. Guard, I want to double dip, dude. I want to take a tackle on a guard. I want to take Kalen Rutledge from Georgia Tech. If we can get him and then pair that with the Francis Mainoa or a Spencer Fano or a Caleb Lomu or a Caden Proctor, like I'm all for investing in the offensive line because we don't know if we're bringing back James Daniels. Obviously, this. Jonas Avayunaya was my guy. I'm hoping that we can catch lightning in a bottle with this coach because the one knock on Butch Berry was – because remember, no one wanted Butch Berry. Everyone was like, oh, he sucks, he's this, he's that. The one knock on him was he doesn't develop rookies well. He's a vet coach where, like, he coaches vets better, and that's proof in the pudding because he had Teron Armstead, he had Rob Hunt, he had Aaron Brewer. But once he had to do it with a rookie, it was a struggle. So I'm hoping it's the opposite effect with the Texans one and then that we have a solid nucleus because once we extend Aaron Brewer, which I believe it'll happen, and I believe we'll
Right.
extend Jordan Brooks, and I believe we're going to extend Devon Achane. We'll have Patrick Ball, who's an incredible tackle. I was wrong. I'm glad I was wrong. We have the best center in football in Aaron Brewer. We have Jonas Savaianai in year 2, and then we have the right side to worry about. So if we double dip, cool. We can get a Francis Mainoa, a Spencer Fennell, a Caden Proctor, a Jennings Dunker, a Kalen Rutledge. Like, that's going to be the pieces that we need to build for future. Because, again, right now we're stockpiling good players. We need to draft in volume. We need to draft it because, again, the more shots you take, the more makes you're going to have. And unfortunately, we haven't had that opportunity. And the Packers are notorious for hitting late rounds, which we haven't been the greatest at.
Right.
And that's what I'm excited for. So if we can get Anthony Weaver hired, if we can get that 4th-round comp pick for Javon Holland, we're talking 10 picks in the draft this year. And if we trade back, we stockpile picks next year. And that's what we have to be doing. We have to be a draft and develop team, and we supplement through free agency. But something I want to ask you, Juan.
Yeah, go for it.
So we brought Nathaniel Hackett.
Right.
The Jets jokes are coming out of the woodworks right now. But there was a certain some quarterback that coached in Green Bay. There's a certain some quarterback in Green Bay that played that has been linked to us. There's a certain interview that Jeff Hafley did where he said, I would be lying to you guys if I didn't say I have a plan, but I can't tell you the plan. Now, you've heard me say this over and over again. Sully came out and said we are a draft and develop team.
Right.
There is a quarterback that has been linked to us that will be a free agent. I believe he'll be $20+ million a year, which I don't think we can do. Malik Willis. Everything keeps pointing to them wanting to bring him in. Not just because of John Eric Sullivan. Not just because of Jeff Hafley. But with Nathaniel Hackett, who worked exclusively with the quarterbacks over in Green Bay, it makes you have to believe there's at least something there. So I know we've talked about it. We've touched briefly on it. But what are your thoughts if we do bring in a Malik Willis?
So, I want to go in order here. So,
Okay.
First thing you said, the Jets are making jokes.
Yeah.
We are talking about a team that drafted Sam Darnold, who is now going to the Super Bowl for the Seattle Seahawks. They are the joke, my friend.
Yeah. Come on.
Just because somebody doesn't have success over the New York, it means absolutely squat.
Not
We
that.
talked about it. If we're cursed, I mean, those people are just I find a new word for them.
Yeah.
But Malik Willis, so how can we make that happen, right? Because I agree, I mean, he's in for a big payday.
Yep.
My thought process is we could sell him on something that other teams cannot. You're getting the starting nod, right?
Yep.
So maybe there are other teams that could offer him that, but at the same
Arizona.
in Arizona, and they have the cap space.
Yeah.
Right, Arizona. Not the Jets.
Yeah. I mean, what are the quarterback league teams? You have Arizona. The Vikings are in lieu because of their situation. Atlanta, you could say the same thing. Cleveland. Pittsburgh, if Aaron Rodgers doesn't come back.
Okay.
I'm trying to go through divisions in my head because the Raiders are obviously taking Fernando. Denver has Bo Nix. The Jaguars are fine. The Colts, but if Daniel Jones comes back, what quarterback needy team am I missing?
So let me see here, because there's two parts to this, right?
Yep.
Cap space and also the fit. Would it fit the team?
Yeah. Because I love where you're going, because I agree.
Right.
We can offer him not just a starting position. We can offer him familiarity with the head coach, familiarity with the GM, familiarity with the quarterback's coach. We also can offer Jalen Waddle, Devon Achane, Aaron Brewer as your center, Patrick Paul as your left tackle. We can offer him an opportunity, and maybe that's taking a hometown discount. Plus, we have the no state income tax. So let's say we can get him for 2 years, $30 million. That's $15 million a year. That's something I can get on board with. We can make that work. My biggest, because he's still young and he's still developing. My biggest thing is just and Sully's not going to do this, but and this is scars from other GMs. Just because let's say we bring in a Malik Willis, you still draft a quarterback. You still draft it.
Right.
No matter what. But
Yeah.
I could easily get on board if it's for the right price.
Yeah, absolutely. And you could give him a 1-year deal. Hey, go
Yeah.
out there and prove it, right?
Yeah,
You're
100%.
going to be in Miami. You're familiar
Yep.
with the coaches. You have
Yep.
the weapons here to replicate some of that same success you had in Green Bay, which, again, some of those coaches you're familiar with, they're going to be here
Yep.
with the
Yep.
Dolphins. There's no reason why we can't replicate that same success. You prove it, and guess what? You're our guy.
That's it.
We'll give you that deal because the cap space opens up the following season. So
Big
we'll
time.
offer you all the money that you want, right? So, I don't know. I know you mentioned some teams there, but
Yeah.
the Falcons, they have what's his name?
Michael Penix.
They have Michael Penix, right?
Kirk Cousins still under contract.
Kirk Cousins still under contract. The Kyler Murray still over there in Arizona.
Yeah.
Is this his last year? I think they're still tied into
yeah.
that contract, right?
They are, but he's all but gone. The rumor has it he's going to go to the Jets, which cool. Go to the Jets. The Jets are
I hope so, dude. I hope so.
They're a joke. So
Yeah, and McCarthy, first round pick over there in Minnesota. I'm not sold on him.
never.
If O'Connell can't get him right, then I don't think anybody can. So,
Agreed.
but he's a first round pick, so they're gonna have to see it through. I think at least for this next season. And the Colts, they got Daniel Jones. So
Yeah.
I think every team has that one. What if you come
Okay.
to Miami, we're not gonna invest. I don't think in a quarterback in the first round. We'll do it in
No.
the later rounds, right? Just
Yes.
going based off what our GM is saying. So
Yep.
I think it's pretty clear cut that you're going to be that guy.
Yeah.
Get that opportunity that you're seeking. And if you are that guy, if you prove it, which you'll have the weapons, you'll get
Yep.
that contract. And you'll be that guy of the future
Man.
as well.
Wouldn't that be so nice, Juan? Wouldn't that be so nice that let's say we hit on a Malik Willis and we don't have to invest a first rounder in 2027, even though I want Arch, you want Darren Mansa, or we both like Dante Moore. Can you imagine? Because then we can invest in a Jeremiah Smith. Can you imagine Jeremiah Smith, who's a Dolphins fan? Man, but all we need is the Malik thing to hit. It's our version of Sam Darnold. It's our version of Baker Mayfield. It's like our version of Daniel Jones. That would further get us along the line where we can just collect good players and surround him by it. And then, man, if he balls out, give him the Baker contract. Give him $40 million a year annually. Like
Why not?
that to me, if he shows you he can. Yeah, I think look up his age. I think he's 25. I'm pretty sure he's 25. Because he was young coming out of Liberty.
26.
26. Will he be 26 or will he be 27?
He was born May 25th, so he's going to be 27.
He'll be 27. So in quarterback years, that's really young. I mean, dude, we're talking he's still 8 years, he would be 35.
Yeah, he's young.
Again, yeah,
We're-
all day.
Yeah.
All day.
He's young. Sam Darnold is 28 right now, so it's fine.
And
And for anybody saying, well, we're going to get another team's scraps, rather draft your own guy. It's so hard to hit on these quarterbacks that have come from a failed system. How many examples did Chad just provide right now? We talked about Daniel Jones, Sam Darnold, Geno Smith, Baker Mayfield.
Mm-hmm.
The proof is there. It's not that far-fetched, guys.
No.
It's
Failed first rounders to end up being really good players. Now, Malik Willis wasn't a first rounder, but he had the tools to be a first rounder. And again, quarterback is the most important position in all of sports, so you better freaking invest in it. And I love that Sully said it, Jeff Hafley said it. And again, let's talk about Nathaniel Hackett. It's time.
let's do it. Yeah.
Let's rip the Band-Aid off. You guys, fans, he's not the offensive coordinator. He's not. He's the quarterback's coach. This is the same coach that worked with Aaron Rodgers, that has history with Russell Wilson. He has experience. The one thing I love that Jeff Hafley's doing is the position coach he's bringing in are experienced. The receivers coach we got from Tennessee has been a receivers coach for 20 years. His track record is crazy. We're talking Steve Smith, DeAndre Hopkins. He's He's coached once. The Giants running back we got coached high school football in Miami. And then he did 1 year or 2 years in college, and then he did 1 year at the Giants. I'm sorry, but Cam Scatterbo did well. Tyrone Tracy did well. It was time to get Eric Studesville out of here. It was just time. But notice, this guy's been a running backs coach. Nathaniel Hackett's specialties quarterbacks. He's been a quarterbacks coach. He can focus. The reason we think Mike McDaniel is going to do so well as an OC is because now he doesn't have to worry about the other side of the ball and timeouts and throwing flags and failing on 3rd and 1 and 4th and 1 because he doesn't have it together. The reason I think Nathaniel Hackett's a good thing is because he's seen it all. I'll tell you what, Juan, if we don't go for Malik Willis, that tells you everything. Because we have the GM, the assistant, or the director of player personnel in John Eric Sullivan. We have the defensive coach that literally went against him every single week because he was the scout team. And then we have the quarterback or quality control guy, Nathaniel Hackett, who literally spent every waking day with him. So you want to keep bashing Nathaniel Hackett? Okay, whatever. But the one thing you can't question is he's worked with quarterbacks, so the experience is there. And I love it. You were smiling. What's going on? What's percolating?
Yeah, no, Chad, I agree with you. You're passionate about this, and I was asking myself, I'm like, what can I say to this? But you made some great points, dude, and I'm with you, man. I know you were very animated. I'm seeing the comments as well, right? This is the quarterback's coach, guys. Come on, let's take a step off the ledge. I did want to ask you, though, from all the hires that we did get, who is your least favorite hire? Doesn't necessarily have to mean it's a bad thing. It just means it's your least favorite hire.
I don't know how to pronounce his name, but Houston's offensive line coach.
Houston's offensive line coach.
Yarder. And the only reason is we can all say the biggest weakness on Houston was the offensive line. And C.J. Stroud. But the reason for optimism, because I feel like I'm the glass half full guy. And I'll own that. I appreciate Juan because Juan's the glass half empty guy. Like you bring me what the fans are saying and what everyone says. I guess I'm always looking for light and benefit of the doubt until you give me a reason not to. But his track record's not great. His teams in Kentucky weren't great. His offensive line in Houston wasn't great. Is that a product of the system? Is that a product of the players? Or is that a product of you just can't develop? We're going to find out. But if there is a coach that's my least favorite, it's that.
It'll be him. Yeah, that's what I would say as well. Hey, listen, man, I'm with you when it comes to Hackett. I'm smiling because I'm like, dude, he's a quarterback coach, right? So it's like I can't be that loud because my daughter's sleeping right now. So I wish I could match that energy, but I think you expressed energy for the both of us. So, I would have to say the offensive line coach too because it's what I see. Right, and it's hard to combat that. Maybe he comes over here and he kills it, and it's a testament to, okay, the Houston offensive line was bad, but it probably would have been much worse if not for that offensive line coach if he comes over here and he kills it. Yeah. So who knows? Maybe that's the case, right? Yep. But I would honestly have to say, out of all the hires that we've done so far, that's the one where I was like,
me too.
Man,
me too.
This doesn't really make too much sense to me. So,
I want to give you something. Do you know Duke Mayweather? Have you heard of Duke Mayweather?
I have not. No.
Look him up on X. He's a O-line. He does O-line masterminds. The dude is an absolute dog, man. Like he teaches technique. He helps regain confidence, and he has. I mean, Teron Armstead did his camps with him. He said last year, because they were talking about Houston's offensive line, how to fix it, and he goes, they're like, who do we get? He goes, the assistant coach they have. Guess who that assistant coach was at that time?
The offensive line coach we just got right now?
Yep. So I saw that, and I'm like, well, if Duke's saying that, that means something. That means something, because he told us Aaron Brewer was going to be an absolute dog, and he was right, and he pumps out these guys. So we'll see. But, Juan, who's the coach you're most excited about?
The coach, I don't want this to be a cop-out, dude, but thinking Hafley, man. I know he's the head coach, and if we're talking about assistant coaches here, then I know we got a day. I wasn't very high on him, to be honest with you, but that was in college because he didn't like to recruit. He did his thing for the Buffalo Bills, right? And I know for the defensive coordinator, we have a name, and we're probably going to get him. We're just waiting to announce it, so we don't mess up the whole Weaver situation. But it should be Hurt, and I like Hurt as well.
Yeah. You think it's going to be Hurt, or you think it's going to be Duggan from Green Bay? You think it's going to be Hurt from Philly?
Oh, I thought it was Hurt. I
think it's going to be Duggan, dude. There's if you look at it, it's the linebackers coach. He's on our staff right now, but they haven't officially given him a title. I think he's going to be the one. But if it's Hurt, cool.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
my mind goes to UM. So
no. I mean, and we know the defense is going to be called by Jeff Hafley, but the familiarity. So what's funny, because I agree, Hafley's the guy, and it's funny because we were both not very high on him. We were just like, okay, cool. Adai's my favorite hire.
Really?
Yeah, dude.
Really? Okay.
Walk with me on this. The same thing that we do with Hafley. We didn't throw out his college resume, but we said the reason he left was because why? He didn't like to do what?
Didn't like to recruit.
Didn't like to recruit. He said all ball. Adai said what? He didn't like to do what?
Didn't like to recruit.
Didn't like to recruit. He said, I just want to coach ball. What he did with Buffalo and that secondary with Branford, with Jordan Poyer, with Maxwell Hairston, like what he was able to get out of those players, I love. And I don't know if you saw on X, but he did like a graphic of him and his family in Dolphins gear, like announcing that he was the coach. I mean, dude, he clearly is likable. He's a former player himself. He has Florida roots. I'm excited about it because you stole a division coach. Buffalo fans are upset about it, the same way they were upset with losing Tabor, their special teams coordinator. He specializes in DBs because he also was a DB. Right. And he was able to show you he could develop a rookie, develop a second and third year player, as well as connect with veterans. So that's the coach I'm most excited about.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
But I'm with you.
Yeah.
Like, I understand your where you're like, I don't know. Because, again, I think we're going to give you the benefit of the doubt. We're going to take a step back and show us what you're going to do.
Yeah.
Guys,
we're running into the hour here, man. A lot of good stuff. Talked about the draft, talked about the quarterback position. Chad, want to make sure I'm not missing anything. Is there anything that you wanted to hit on?
Two quick, speedball things. Seahawks or Patriots?
Seahawks.
Okay, maybe three things. Seahawks by how much?
Seahawks by 1 billion points. I'm just joshing. I Seahawks by 10.
I got Seahawks by 14. I hate the Patriots. I just think the Seahawks are also one of the best teams at football. John Snyder, though, came from Green Bay. Elliott Wolf from New England came from Green Bay, so it gives us hope. Other speed one, the Combine's coming up. What are you most excited to see for the Combine?
I haven't really thought about it, to be honest with you, Chad. So I'm hoping that the guys that I like, I don't want to say don't do well, but
I know. Dude.
So they can fall a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that somebody like D'Angelo Pons, and I know I say his name a lot, that they say, man, this guy's, yeah, man, he's got that it factor about him that, they knock him for his height. I honestly do not care about his height, man.
Yep.
The guy's a pure football player. But, yeah, man, I don't know. I really can't tell you.
State your claim right now. If the draft was today, who's the one player you are almost certain the Dolphins are going to draft?
If he's there, if he's on the board.
No. Who's the player you're like, this guy's getting drafted by the Dolphins?
I'm going to say McCoy. I just got a feeling, Chad. I
Okay.
got a feeling. I didn't have a dream about this one, but I have a feeling it's gonna happen, man.
Okay. That's all I got, brother.
How about, wait, I gotta throw this back out you, man. I mean, I can't just be me alone.
Okay.
Same question there at the end, right? So I know
Okay.
you got the Seahawks by 14.
Yep.
We both hate the Patriots. I think the
Yep.
majority of the country hates the Patriots, so we're good
Yep.
there.
Yep.
Well, two things. What are you most excited for when it comes to the combine here?
Seeing Taylon Green throw,
Okay.
and I hate it, but I'm gonna love it. Francis Mainoa is gonna look like a dancing bear in all of the drills. He's gonna be a top 5 pick after the combine.
Yeah, man. I remember when he enrolled at Miami, he was practicing on the green tree, and they had some videos of him playing receiver, running a post route, catching the ball. I was like, bro, this guy's unreal. Yeah, no, I
He's a
agree with you.
He's going to be a freaking Arizona Cardinal. It's going to piss me off because they took my guy Will Johnson last year, and they're just going to draft him. It's going to happen. They need a right tackle. They don't have a right tackle under contract. I understand it's number 3, but we just watched Armand Membu get drafted high, and it proved the Jets right. So yeah. And then the one player, you ready for this? Keontae
I'm
Scott.
ready, Chad.
Keontae Scott.
Keontae Scott.
He fits what we need. He fits what we want to do. They're going to have all eyes on him. Remember, one of the front office members we got is from Miami. He was an offensive lineman in Miami. And we have, as you said, a DB coach as our head coach. We brought a guy in. He's from Florida. There's just something about either Keontae Scott or Jacoby Thomas. I think I can guarantee, and I don't guarantee a lot, we will have at least one Miami Hurricane drafted by us.
I'm hoping
I
it's
just
2
feel
or
it.
3. I'm hoping
I do
it's 2 or
too,
3.
man.
I'm really
I do
hoping.
too, bro. Give me CC, give me Keontae Scott, give me Jacoby Thomas, or give me CJ Daniels. Like, dude, yeah. Give me a Nez Cooper. Give me a Kane. Let them. It means more to them. Similar coach too. Mario Cristobal's a lunch pail guy, and so is Jeff Hafley. So yeah,
Yeah. No, definitely, man. Good take, Chad.
yeah.
I think this episode was a success, led by prayer. Thank you, Chad,
Let's go.
again. Anybody
Of course,
listening
brother.
here, Jesus loves you.
Come on.
We love the Dolphins, man. We want to keep this going. So, as always, guys, we do this for the fans, by the fans, to the fans, and look forward to bringing some more great content. So, thank you so much again for tuning in.
Yep. Fins up. Later one.